All right. Hello, and thank you to Travel Tech in 20, presented by Executive Travel. Travel Tech in 20 is a 20-minute technology briefing to keep those in the travel industry up to date on products and services. Most importantly, that can disrupt the travel industry and make your job easier and improve your travel program. Before we start, I'd like to remind you all that your information is kept completely confidential. It will not be shared with the presenter or anyone else. And if you have any questions or would like to schedule a demo after the presentation, you'll be provided with Angel's contact information. But we are more than happy to set up a meeting with you as well if you would like. You can contact myself, Corey, or your client solutions representative. Just please indicate so on the post-webinar survey. We have a brief window at the end of the presentation where we'll be taking your questions and answering any of those. And then finally, this presentation will be recorded and sent to everyone along with the presentation deck. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Angel Morodo. Angel spent the last 2 decades in the travel and sales industry with more than 14 years at Amex before joining Trappit. Angel is currently the CEO and General Manager for Trappit North America. And Angel, thank you for joining us today. Take it away.
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon. As Brian said, my name is Angel Morodo, and I'm the General Manager and CEO for Trappit in North America. I'm very excited to be here today at Travel Tech in 20 to present Trappit. Trappit is a fare tracking airline solution for corporations and travel agencies. So let me give you a little bit of history and what exactly we do at Trappit. In 2014, Trappit developed a software to monitor airline ticket prices. Our algorithm searches for the lower fares on already purchased airline tickets. When it finds a lower fare, then we notify the client travel agency so the travel agency can rebook the ticket and pass in the savings along to the client. Today, we have a very large group of clients who are saving 2 to 5% on their airline travel. Trappit airline fare tracking is a very different and superior of other solutions that you may see in the marketplace. Nobody does what Trappit is able to do. Trappit is the best in class for airline fare tracking, and let me convince you about that in the next few minutes. We observed that around 30% of the airline ticket prices change after the moment of purchase. And predicting airline fare prices or the best time to purchase an airline ticket, we think is virtually impossible because the price fluctuates in accordance with the supply and demand. In fact, airline companies have developed their own algorithm to maximize their revenue and know your cost. We think that the best and only way to optimize your spend or your airline costs is basically to constantly monitor 100% of your airline tickets until the departure day. You all know about airline fare tracking, and most likely you have implemented in some of your corporations and some reshopping solution that may work with some GDSs, may work in some markets, or maybe searches only during the void period. Not in the case of Trappit. We are very different and best in class. Our solution is allowing corporations to save around 2 to 5%, as I said, on the airline spend. Our software is called ARPO, which stands for Airline Revenue Price Optimization. So this is how ARPO works. First of all, a corporate employee purchases an airline ticket, as they usually do. Number 2, ARPO, our software, it goes to work searching for a lower fare available for the same ticket, like by like. And then, like other solutions, ARPO searches every few seconds in real time and no few times a day. When ARPO finds a lower fare, then we notify the travel agency so they can rebook the ticket. In the following video is going to show you how our software works and how differentiate with other solutions. Well, very catchy music. Is all I have to say. Anyway, so Trappit, as I said at the beginning of the presentation, is a very different and based in class, and this is why. We're a true global solution provider because our solution works everywhere with all the major GDSs, Amadeus, Sabre, and Travelport, and with tickets issued in any currencies. Number two, when we are searching for the lower fare, we do inside of the GDS, but at the same time outside of the GDS, and we go to airline private websites, we go to reputable OTAs or meta travel search engines. And when we are searching for a lower fare, our software overall considers all the cancellations and penalties to show a net savings. Number three, we are searching for the same ticket, a like by like, meaning that we maintain obviously the same carrier, the same flight number, the same date and coming class, with the exception of the price. And searching for a lower fare happens and continues every few seconds in real time until departure day. Unlike other solutions that we see, they search only a few times a day and maybe just during the void period. ARPO offers a tremendous software customization based on client preferences. So, for example, the corporation can decide what is the minimum saving threshold that they want to establish for the searching for a lower fare. They could exclude certain employees to participate in the saving programs, or they can stop the searching 24 to 8 hours prior to the flight departure. One thing that is very important about our software is that our program guarantees that the newfound ticket will maintain the same cancellation and restriction conditions as the original ticket, which in the case of trip cancellations and change, avoid a potential incremental cancellations or change costs for the passenger and corporation. And we guarantee this with our insurance. And also very important is that our guarantee gives ARPO, our software, the ability to search for the lowest fare available regardless of the cancellations and penalties, provided larger savings. Our economic model is very simple. We don't charge any implementation costs. We don't charge any monthly fees. And we are using basically a revenue sharing model where basically we get a percentage of the savings that we're able to pass to the corporations. Here's how Trappit actually works. So let me give you an example. Let's say that on January 1st, the passenger purchased a ticket for $1,000. And then on January 10th, we find a second ticket, as I said, like by like, for $400. In this case, you see that the ticket goes from refundable to non-refundable. The reality is that we maintain, as I said before, the same refundable and $200 change fee of the original ticket, but at $400. So it's a saving, tremendous savings for the passenger. So in this case, the savings will be a follow. $1,000 paid at the beginning, minus $200 that we need to pay for change fee, minus $400. So purchasing the second ticket will provide a $400 in savings. Out of those $400, we're gonna the client is gonna keep 65% of the savings, $260, and they will pay a servicing fee of 35% of $140. So in this case, the ticket will cost to the company $740 and saving $260. We're not a travel agency, as I said, I think at the beginning, but we work with your travel agency to basically manage the program. So what we ask the travel agency is to create a queue. In that specific queue, they are loading all the PNRs, all the tickets that they want us to read in our software. We are connected in real time, so we are actually reading any changes that happen on the tickets. And when we find a lower fare, we notify the travel agency, and the travel agency access to our website with credentials and access to the tickets that the travel agency is managing. Second, proceed with the rebooking of the tickets and then passing the savings to the corporations. Here is an example of a monthly report that we provide to the corporations and the travel agencies of the activity that happen in our software. As you can see, there is a number of total tickets and for how much money. Then you see on the second line, what are the number of tickets. We call it swappable, but basically those are the tickets that they have some certain allows for changes and cancellation, and those are the tickets that ARPO, our software, is searching for a lower fare. Then you have the next line, which is a potential savings. So we're going to show you how many tickets we were able to identify for how much dollars. and then how many of those were able to materialize and basically rebook the ticket and create the savings. With this report, at the same time, we provide an Excel report with specific details of all the tickets were notified, rebooked, in terms of how much was the price, how much was the savings, etc. Here is a sample of corporations and travel agencies that are working with Trappit today. I think it's worth to say that Executive Travel, being a member of BCD affiliate, I want to share with you that Trappit is in the final stages to be part of Solution Source at BCD Travel. So you can use Trappit for your airline tickets. You are using Executive Travel or any other BCD affiliates, or you are a customer of BCD Travel. In closing, Trappit is a different and best-in-class for tracking solution that can help your corporations to save millions of dollars, because we are offering a solution that is global. It works with all the major GDSs in all the currencies. We are able to search inside and outside of the GDS. We are able to search in real time every few seconds until the flight departure. And we are offering a guarantee that the second ticket maintains the same cancellation conditions of the original ticket. All in all, to result in a much higher net savings for you and your companies. And yes, you could probably say that I'm passionate about Trappit, maybe because I'm Hispanic, which I am, but at the same time, it's because I'm a true believer. Thank you a lot for listening. I think we're going to be opening now for questions, and hopefully some of you are interested to discuss with me later and become part of our North American clients. Brian, back to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. And yes, Angel, we actually do have some questions here ready to go. So the first question we have is, on average, how long does implementation take from start to finish?
That's a great question. The way we work is integrated with your travel agency. So we do all the work up front to be integrated and ready to go. So when the corporation makes the decision, for example, in the case of BCD Solution Source, the minute that they decide to use our solution, we're going to send them a couple of pages contract, basically. So they agree to release their data, so we can read it, and they agree on that we can charge them a percentage of the savings fee. So depending on how long it's going to take your legal department to approve that, I think it will be a few days. And in our case, once you say that, we're already connected with the travel agency, so it will be a question of a couple of days. So it will happen very fast.
All right. See, next one we have here is, my company purchases non-refundable tickets almost exclusively for the savings. Is Trappit still a possibility with non-refundable tickets?
Yeah, it's a question that we hear all the time. Actually, it's a comment when we talk to corporations and travel agencies that they said 100% of my tickets are non-refundables. The reality is that we find that around 30% of the economy tickets and 70% of the business class tickets allow for some sort of changes and cancellations. And those tickets are specifically where Trappit focuses on those to find or search for a lower fare. Obviously, if we find a ticket that is a non-refundable, for obvious reasons, there is nothing we can do about it. But on the other tickets, yes, we do. And when we talk about 2 to 5% in terms of savings, we are talking about the entire volume of tickets, including refundable and non-refundable.
All right. Looks like we have time for one more question. Is this used, so is Trappit used more for international or U.S. domestic travel?
Great question. I mean, our solution is able to manage tickets that they are economy, premium economy, business, domestic, or international. It works with every single kind of ticket. So yes, probably if we get a business ticket that is international, maybe the size of the savings in terms of dollars, for obvious reasons, is going to be much larger. But our solution works with any kind of ticket.
All right, sounds good. Now, I actually have one more question that I'm going to ask here before we get out. This one's from me, and it's kind of from the travel management side of things, but I think they'll enjoy the question as well. You had mentioned earlier that when tickets are rebooked, the savings usually has a 65-35 split between the company and Trappit and the TMC. My question would be, is that 65-35, is that set pretty much what you do, or does it depend on the volume that the company does? For instance, if a company books 500,000 in air a year and runs it through your program, do they pay a different percentage than a company that does 5 million or 50 million through your program in a year?
It's a great question, Brian. In the case of BCD Solution Source, we decide to have one single price to facilitate the engagement of the client. So we are using 65% of the savings maintained by the corporations and 35% by Trappit and the travel agency. We have different agreements, but we are trying to basically standardize to basically charge just 35% regardless of the volume, just to make it easier for the corporations and not make them dependable on how much tickets they put it in the system.
All right, perfect. Well, that's going to conclude today's Travel Tech in 20, since we're right about running out of time here. Travel Tech in 20 is presented by Executive Travel. I'd like to thank you all, especially for taking the time out of your busy day to join us for this tech overview. I know you all are busy, and it means a lot for us to get you to come out and hear about the new technologies out there. I'd like to thank Angel and Trappit for presenting today, and I have a few quick reminders before we end this webinar. First, you'll be receiving an email the next day, within the next 24 hours, with the recording and the presentation in case you'd like to take another look. If you have any further questions or would like to schedule a demo, we'll send you Angel's information. You can see it on the screen right now. But if you feel more comfortable having your client solutions representative, myself or Corey, setting up a meeting for you and kind of being the in-between, feel free to reach out for us. We'll be happy to facilitate that meeting for you. And lastly, I'd like to remind everyone that we will have 2 more Travel Tech in 20 scheduled, and they're all ready to go. Actually, by next month, I will have the remaining Travel Tech in 20s for the year all scheduled. But as of now, we have YAPTA on July 6th. And YAPTA is a hotel and airline rebooking system. And then we have Group Eyes on August 15th. And some of you may know Group Eyes if you've been with us for a while. Group Eyes is a modern online meeting and event management solution for everyday users. This is small to medium size meetings and events, not so much the gigantic ones, but it is a great tool to use. So thank you again for joining us, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, Brian.